everyone, Orange here. Welcome back to another video. Today I have TOA Hard Floor 92 for this month of June for you guys. I had to think there, what month was it? So, you guys know along the way this month I've been struggling a little bit on TOA Hard floors. This will be my first clear of Lyrith if I can make it all the way, and my second ever clear of TOA Hard. I cleared it last month. So this is one of the floors that kind of gave me troubles. The first real one that I had troubles with was 89. And then this was another one. So I was actually watching this footage, and if you go back like a minute, you'll see me using a different team. I had like Spectra in there instead of Arya or something like that. So this was just one of the floors that I tried a bunch of different teams, and then this one finally worked. So this floor was giving me troubles because the first wave has 2 light penguins that'll cleanse everything if they move even once, and then if they cleanse everything, then usually the enemies will start moving and you'll die. And then wave 2 is a little bit difficult because there's some light salamanders, and I don't exactly know what they're like immune to or whatever, but I know they're immune to some sorts of CC, so I had to like taunt them and sleep them or something like that. So I thought this floor was kind of difficult. And I tried a bunch of teams, and then along the way, as I was trying different teams, I kind of thought to myself, like, what do I actually need to pass this? Do I need more stuns, or do I go the tanky route? So I ended up going with my no healer team. This is a pretty popular strategy in TOA Hard because most levels don't even need healers because you just move so quickly compared to the enemies, they won't even move at all. So a healer is unnecessary because a healer would be not doing anything for you if it doesn't need to heal at all, and most healers don't even bring any other form, sort of. I was trying to say sort of in form, and then it turned out all weird. So, like, if I brought Bella or whatever, like, she'd bring attack bar boost, but does that really help too much if she doesn't need to heal anything? So, yeah, I kind of narrowed it down to this. I'm sure going for, like, a really tanky team would probably work, but I didn't try it. Like, I know the whole Brienne Chisoon thing is pretty popular, so this is just what happened. I don't have too much advice for other teams you guys can build, but I can talk a little bit about the actual floors, so maybe you guys can think to yourself, like, what do you need? But in my case, I found that I just needed way more CC and way more stuns, and then Vert, of course, creating, like, a bunch of turns for me so I could continue to keep up my CC on the enemies. So we're almost about to finish this first wave, and then towards the end of each wave, I usually like to make sure I have my skills up, but that only really matters if you need your skills for the following wave, because I'll be doing my 100 video here soon because I did beat 100 yesterday, and with the team that I used for 100, I did not really need to reserve any skills at all for the following waves, besides like a couple, so you kind of have to pay attention. I think the reason I'm getting better at TOA Hard, or like so good at it, I guess, not really, but I just do these levels so many times that I kind of understand the rhythms to them, because the other levels have some sort of rhythm, like of what skills you use, like, you know, Phoenix Fire, slow, and then stun with Thrain instead of his dots, that sort of thing. So I kind of pick up, like, see, I'm using my stun instead of my dots. I kind of pick up on stuff like that. So I'm deciding to provoke the light, whatever you call them, salamanders. You guys can look up the skills if you're really interested, but I know they can't be stunned. So the little wolf things, like hellhounds, they bite you for really hard, so I had to make sure that they were CC'd all of the time. And then for the salamanders, I think I was just sleeping and taunting them whenever I could. So yeah, that's what I did, and then keep boosting my attack bar and keeping up that slow and trying to get despair stuns. My Arya's on despair, my Beretta's on despair. So I will have my runes in a photo album in the description as always. If I forget something, let me know. Usually I don't, but one time I did. So you guys can check out the runes, and yeah. And then for the last wave, all of these waves are pretty much RNG, but there are things you can do to like make it so you don't have to rely so much on RNG, and those things are pretty much rune quality, and of course whatever monsters you have, bringing the best options for you. So I did have to get some good RNG. I forgot what I was going to say though. I think this level for me did require some RNG, so that's kind of what happened. And then I think we'll take a look at the last wave. I feel like this combo's like really good because of my speed, and all of my units do have CC. Like CC is so big in TOA Hard, so like pretty much everything does besides Verd. So that's one of the other things that really helped me pass this level. Go to sleep. Oh yeah, and also another important thing is to not dot everything up if you don't have to, because the enemies only can have 10 debuffs on them, so if I try to stun them or sleep them or taunt them and they already have 10, they won't have that CC that I'm trying to put on work. Like it says resist or something. You guys might be able to pause the video. Like it's a green text that'll show up if they have 10 debuffs. So in some of these levels I had to really make sure, like, oh shoot, they're kind of getting close to 10, you know, I better just chill and don't use my dots and wait till next turn, because I want to make sure that they're CC'd. That's more important than putting more dots up, because if I put more dots up, that'll probably kill me if I can't CC them. So let's see, how does the first... So everything turns out pretty well, like all of the stuns and stuff. Then get a nice little taunt off, and then I think I'll move again. What I did was, there was something that I did here that was a little bit fancy. Let me think. I think I killed one of the water ones first, because I know the water ones increase their attack bar, which is like super bad if they get that skill off. And then they give each other crit rate. You guys may know, like, some people use Purien, the water inferno, in arena. So like here they're getting close to 10, and I think I'm gonna hold my dots. Yeah, I don't do them because it's too close. I want to make sure that I can get a taunt off or something like that if necessary. So I think I accidentally hit the water one there, I think. But the reason why Thrain was so good here was because he can dot the water ones up, and it's a little bit difficult if you can't CC them. And he can also stun them, and then my Arya, of course, like with the sleep. But Beretta may glance, and then that would not be good. So I can put dots up now because they lost some of theirs already. And I can't think of anything else. My whole team here just relies on pretty much dotting up everything, but usually on levels like this, I would probably bring Vero. He didn't work out for me this time around, but if there's levels with like water monsters or whatever, they pose a really big threat to your Beretta, and you pretty much need Beretta because he's going to be putting out the most amount of dots. So if I didn't have Thrain and I used a different team, like on levels like this, I like to focus a water monster down with my Vero and hit it with dots with my Vero, so the water monster can slowly kind of be worked down, and then the fire monsters will be killed by Beretta's dots. So we're almost done here. Everything's pretty much perma-stunned, and you see me just throwing out my Beretta's first skill, hoping for a lucky despair stun. Sometimes it works, so you gotta do it if it's a good option. Like if you don't need to hit anything else, I can just throw it out and maybe it'll land on a water one. So that's about it for this level. I know that my team's not the best, but this is just what I had to do to pass it because I was struggling, so I don't have any great options for you guys, any great like free-to-play options, so I apologize about that, but I hope my advice maybe helped you, and I can try to help you too if you would like to comment. But I told you guys, like, I just try out a bunch of different teams until one works, and then if I'm like super duper stuck, then I'll kind of take a step back and think and really think it out. Like for TOA Hard, I did that level like 100 times, and 100 was about my limit to where I needed to start taking notes, and then I kind of narrowed down the best team that I could do, or my best option, and then I went ahead and did that to see how it goes from there, like if I need RNG or whatever. So sorry for the little rant at the end. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will catch you guys in the next one.